Hey guys, I think we have to change today's topic. Uh, it's another one. Lots of beginners wants to know which camera to buy and what lens to use. Let's do a video on that, no? Let's change today's, okay? We'll do this one another day. Set it up. Let's do that. Okay. Apparently, 300 hours of content is being uploaded onto YouTube every minute. A large chunk of it is on photography. In spite of all that, the maximum amount of questions that come up is about which camera to buy and which lens to use. Well, if so much of content in the YouTube cannot solve it, then I don't think I can solve it, but yet let me make an attempt. We live in this digital age, like I said, and we are spoiled for choices, which is a prime reason why we all get confused in while making a decision, because there are so many options in front of you. When I started out way back in the early 80s, well, obviously there were not YouTube, it was not digital at all, and we did not have so many choices. I'm sure all those people who kind of went into buying cameras during those days will agree that the most common purchase was a body and one lens, which usually is a 50mm. I started out like that. I had one body and one 50mm lens. I used to do wedding photography. That's how I started out my career in photography. We would cover the function, we will do group shots, we will do close-ups, everything using a 50mm lens and one body. Well, of course, on a film, so I had no options of changing formats and cropping into the sensor, etc. Well, everyone, including the photographer and the client, all were happy people those days. Let me say, start with a crop sensor camera. Resolution doesn't matter. Buy whatever that suits your pocket. Okay? It can be 16, 18, 20, 24, whatever. Buy it. It is good enough for most of your purposes. We live in an age where images from a mobile phone can be used in a huge billboard. So, you should not really worry if your camera is an entry-level camera or top-of-the-line crop sensor camera. In a crop sensor camera, what is really failing you is the kit lens. Well, it is made for a price. No manufacturer under the sun can give you great optical quality to match the best lenses at a kit lens price. So, first thing, if you want to take better pictures, keep the kit lens away or trade in for another lens. And which is that lens? I would argue that lens should be 50mm or thereabouts. So anything from a 40mm to a 60mm equivalent in a crop sensor camera should be what you should buy. But if I have to pick one lens, and that one lens, which according to me is a magic lens. It is not really a popular lens, by the way, let me admit, but I think is extremely useful and extremely underestimated. So let's get out onto a shoot and see it for ourselves how that lens behaves in various situations. So what we are trying to do today is to catch some candid moments, possible some close-ups using the camera that we are going to discuss. And so for which I am actually going into my own apartment. There are a lot of things happen in the evening. Children come out to play, people go out for a walk and all that. It's almost like walking into an unknown territory because every day there is something new happening. Well, my boss used to say, let's play it by the ear. That's exactly what we are planning to do today. Let's play it by the ear. And of course, yeah, what a light, beautiful. what you do is, on 1, 2, 3, just jump out of the water, okay? You count yourself and come out. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Nice, very nice. I got a nice one. Give me a nice big. Nice. Okay, come closer, let me take a shot of yours. Hey, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. People know Pixel Village, by the way. Let's look for a nice close-up this time. Hi, man. How are you? Hey, we're doing a video here. Can I take a close-up of you? Very nice. So we got a nice candid shot, we got a close-up, and now I need to look for that one special shot which only this lens can do. Yes. Oh yeah, I found the shot. Can someone pass me my son's small toy? Nice. Great. So let me place it here. Wow, nice. So we got that shot too. I think we should head back to the studio and then sum it up there. Yes, I know your question still remains the same. Which camera, which lens? Well, the camera we use for the shoot and the images that you saw now are from a crop sensor camera from Nikon called the D5600. The difference was the lens that we chose to use. This is the Nikon 40mm 2.8G, which also is a micro lens. The difference is it's a block lens. 40mm effectively acts like a 60mm. It still is considered to be a standard lens. So this is one camera, a crop sensor camera with a standard lens, and you saw how we shot a reasonably good wide candid shot, a good close-up, and a micro shot. Why? Because this also offers micro. The biggest contributor, according to me, is the lens. You instantly gained one stop and you're going to stay with that maximum openable aperture of 2.8, very unlike the kit lens aperture options. The quality of the optics, again, is a notch higher. Well, more than anything, you will also become a little more disciplined in your photography. You will start using your legs instead of zooming in and zooming out. I remember reading the legendary photographer Ernest Haas saying, "The best zoom are your legs." Well, I think that's what we did during this shoot. Whenever we needed a wide angle, we moved away from the subject. Whenever we needed the close-up, we walked close to the subject. And of course, you know how to shoot a macro. Let me give you one more example. The greatest photographer the world has seen, Henri Cartier-Bresson, walked all across the globe with just a camera and a single lens. Well, if you read about him, you will know how he worked with just one camera, and probably he had many cameras, but he used to work with one lens. And his pictures are still considered to be classics. We need to learn from people like that instead of worrying about which lens to use and which camera to use. Before I forget, well, I know that you will still have this question. What if I am a Canon user or a Sony user or a Fuji user? Yes, you may not get a macro lens in that range, but you will get similar focal lengths. The Canon user can buy the 40mm pancake, the Sony user has a 30mm, and I think Fuji also has a lens in that same range. So don't worry if you're a crop sensor user, you are no way inferior to any other photographer. Get that great quality optics which is in your budget and build that discipline and get those shots. Bye for now. Hope that will help people and not confuse them, yeah? Anna? Does it look like? There are lots of questions about basics in photography. Guys, let's get ready for some basic lessons in photography. Back to basics.